Welcome to UK Business Show, UK's premier business show where we feature business thought leaders, high achievers, and industry experts. Today's episode is brought to you by World Outsourcing Solutions Limited, a company that specializes in helping executive business owners with virtual assistant services and business growth systems. Here's your host, UK Ketchadori.
Hey, and welcome back. It's Yokai here again. Remember, we are talking about leadership in this series over the next few weeks, as you know, and managed to get hold of my friend Dean Lindsay, to come and talk to us about the concept of progress leadership. Now, you probably have not heard about it, but as you listen to Dean talk about it, it seems so obvious. So I want you to stay tuned and write down any notes you want to take and implement in your business. And if you've got any question at the end of the episode, we're going to give you the details of how you can get in touch with Lindsay, with Dean, and how we can help you, get your business from where it is to where you want it to be. And again, if you haven't got your virtual assistant to help you, remember what you need to do. Just reach out to us, click the link below. Alternatively, send us an email and we'll be able to provide you that virtual assistant, get you going so that you get that goal you want to do. That doing it alone, you won't be able to do it. Dean, thank you so much for joining me on the show today, man.
Yukai, thank you. I'm stoked to be on here. I'm all the way in Dallas, Texas.
You are a busy man. Gosh, always out there making things happen.
It's a lot of fun, Yukai. You put some stuff out there. People like it. You try to have people drawn to you, and new opportunities happen like this one being on with you today.
Indeed. Well, it's great to have you on the show. And you've got the book going, the Big PHAT Goals. Talk to us, how is that going, the book which is out now?
Yeah. So the latest book is called How to Achieve Big PHAT Goals, and PHAT is PHAT. That book came out soft in November, and then we really started rolling it out solidly in January. It's already in its second printing. It's hitting a lot of different industries, all the way from kind of the franchise industry to the hospitality industry. It looks like it's going to be used over a long period of time in the educational arena, all the way down to 8th grade graduation and gifts and stuff. And PHAT is PHAT, pretty hot and tempting. And my premise on that book is that the book it's not a book about how to set goals. It's a book about how to gain the conviction to continually move towards your goal. I used to say it was a goal commitment book, but I've kind of backed up and now I call it a goal conviction book. You go from conviction to commitment, and it's commitment, consistent commitment that propels you into consistent action towards a goal. Most of the challenge is not about forgetting the goal and not even knowing how to achieve it. It's staying committed towards its achievement.
Indeed, we love the work that you put out there, because you have another one, which was your first book, I think, Networking Code, which you are well known of, in the US, and which is, one of the greatest books we know on networking.
Hey, thank you, UK. Yeah, I'm very pleased. That book came out in 2005, and every time I put a new book out, a lot of people come to me and talk to me about the first book, Cracking the Networking Code, and even that book is really about attraction. Networking is not something you do to people. It's something that you kind of put yourself out there in a service mentality, and you draw opportunities to you. So I'm really proud of that book. It still sells well, and so I got to go to Ecuador a year and a half ago, and I don't know if you know Jeff Ram. He's he's a UK guy, a speaker, dynamite guy. But we shared the stage together. If you hadn't had him on, you need to. Jeff Ram.
Incredible. Well, maybe we could do the introduction.
Hey, I can do that. I'm happy to hook you up with Jeff Ram. Come on.
That's what it's all about, introduction. That's networking at its best.
That's right. That's it. But thanks for mentioning that book. Yeah, I'm really proud of that book, and it gave me a lot of confidence to keep putting other books out there.
Indeed. Now, for those who've never come across your work, we want to know your background. Would you just give us a snapshot? I know some of it, but just go for it.
Okay. Well, my background really is in performance. I started on stage and in motion pictures, and then coaching people individually and in groups on presence and performance, and that really led me into really breaking it down what I was really talking about, and that really was confidence, communication. People get all hung up about scripts, and scripts isn't about memorizing lines. It's about understanding what your character's goals are. So there's goals, and then that really acting coaching really comes down to the psychology. And so I studied a lot of Dr. Viktor Frankl's work, Man's Search for Meaning, and that took me straight in. So once I got kind of a deep dive into Dr. Frankl's work, I then set out as a speaker, and just put out the shingle and kept at it. And clients would kind of tell me what their challenges were, and I'd go and I've always felt really good about being able to research topics and then kind of spin it using my own kind of vernacular in a way that can connect with people, because it's not about being right; it's about being impactful. And so I really try to put stuff in very much layman's terms. I'm from Texas. I'm a former small town football player and stuff. So I think I can use big words, but I think it's smarter not to.
Indeed. Indeed. One of the things I like about the work that you put out there is it helps ordinary people change lives, especially business owners who don't want complicated things. Very simple.
Yeah, thank you. Well, I appreciate you saying that, because I could have every one of my books could be 3 times longer, but I didn't see the point. I think why, let's get on with it. So I try to be pithy, and I try to go ahead and I'm not saying that it's not. There is some lightheartedness to it, and I think they're enjoyable reads, but I don't add stuff to it to try to pontificate or something, especially with Big Fat Goals. Big Fat Goals was about twice as long, and I just cut everything that didn't move the points forward. There's not a lot of background in it. There's not explanations of why what I'm saying is true. But if you read it and do the stuff in it, you'll see. And it's not like it's brand new stuff. I think I've packaged it really well and in a kind of an interesting way. But it's timeless principles. It's timeless principles shared in a fresh way.
Yeah. Well, while we're at it, where can people find it? And then we jump on into
Hey, thank you. That's a great question. Well, my favorite place for anybody to go is deanlindsay.com, DEANLINDSAY. And I will share, I'm very happy to report that we've just put up 4 brand new speaker videos that I think that people will laugh and learn at the same time if they watch those. But that is also the website where I would encourage people to go to snag all 3 of my books. And if you can't, for some reason, do that on deanlindsay.com, they're all available on Amazon.
Outstanding. Well, let's dive into this topic. You regarded as one of the thought leaders when it comes to leadership development, talking about teams, sales, marketing, and today let's focus on progress leadership.
Hey! Well, I appreciate it. So you like that phrase? I made that up.
It's brilliant, man.
No, well, I've explained to you already, so let me back up and explain what I'm saying. I would get a lot of people wanting me to talk about change management. Yes. And the people, when they called and asked me to talk about change management, they never sounded excited about having somebody talk about change management. Nobody likes change management. It's a common phrase, but I kind of dug into that. I was like, what is it about this thing? And I didn't like it either. I don't like the term change management. I was like, what is it? And I thought, nobody wants to change, and they certainly don't want their change managed. So when we call the new initiative within an organization change management, we've got one strike against us already, because now we're trying to push a boulder uphill or try to do something people already don't want. And it's not fair. It's the wrong terminology to use. When an organization finds itself in whatever the situation that it is, needing to make some new move, and they decided that's the next move they need to make in the right direction to make the company more profitable and solve, and everybody's job security and stuff. That's not change, that's progress. So it's not change management, it's progress leadership. And so what I do and what I'm doing in the new book, Think Progress Leadership, Not Change Management, comes out in the spring of this year, is help people, inspire progress, not apologize for change.
Right. Incredible. And, for those, you do a lot of communication and speaking, how is this concept, impacting your audience?
Well, it is cool. I do see a lot of light bulbs come on. And I think a lot of people breathe a sigh of relief that they don't have to, try to force people to change, because right. It's to say, all progress is change, but not all change is progress. Right? All progress is change, but not all change is progress. And you have people who say they resist change, but if you offer them a raise, will they take that change?
Right.
Right? So it's not the newness of it, it's how they view it. So when they think change, they're thinking change. You have to help them see this new activity as progress. We wake up every day to progress. That's what we do. We want things to get better. In fact, I was talking to an organization one time about, our progress and services. I was mentioning to a group, our progress and services, even ourselves, we're out there to alter people's lives. And I had this guy turn beet red in the face and started shaking his head. No. And so I turned to him. I said, "Sir, I think you disagree with something I said." He said, "Yes, I don't want to alter anybody's life. I just want to make their lives better."
Right.
But see, altering, if you're making their lives better, that is altering. But see, people don't want to alter their lives for things they view as change, but they will alter their lives for things they view as progress. So what I did, Yuki, is I looked at Dr. Viktor Frankl's work and his meaning therapy, logotherapy, and I tried to take it one step further and, again, try to make it in kind of layman's terms, and I got down to this, what I call the 6 P's of progress. And I've introduced these 6 P's in all three of the books that I have out, and it'll be a major part of the Think Progress Leadership. But in the way I've got it all, encapsulated is everything we do, everything we as human beings do, consciously or subconsciously, we do because we believe the perceived consequences of those actions will be us feeling the unique right mixture to us of what I've labeled Lindsay's 6 P's of progress. Pleasure, peace of mind, profit, prestige, pain avoidance, and power. So that's pleasure, peace of mind, profit, prestige, pain avoidance, and power. So when you are a leader, you're doing the new initiative because you believe it's going to help the organization grow, i.e. profit, i.e. job security, i.e. peace of mind, right? So all those are built into it. So we don't need to just explain what to do, but why and how it's going to help everybody on the team achieve more of those 6 P's of progress.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Now, you have talked about this many times to your audience. How is this being received?
They dig it. They love it. I cannot tell you. I'm Big Fat Goals. I'm really pleased with, and I think there's so many other goals books out there that I think that as people do give it a shot, that I think they'll see that it's a really solid book and it's done well. But man, when I've never put the think, even though I've had Progress Leadership and Progress Agent, and my company is the Progress Agents for a long time, I've never actually just went ahead and titled the book Think Progress Leadership until now, and it's resonating already with the updates we've done to the website and the speakers bureaus and the different people that are involved. But no, I think that like I said, I think they're all a little bit relieved and excited, and I think they feel leaders don't want anything to do with change. They want things to do with progress.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
and if I can, a lot of what I'm saying, if I can kind of encapsulate it or find a quote that encapsulates it.
Yep.
The author of The Little Prince wrote, "If you want to build a ship, don't drum up people together and assign them tasks and work to collect wood, but rather teach them to long for the endless immensity of the sea."
That's a beautiful quote there. In a nutshell, is inspire people.
That's right. Because then if you inspire them, if you inspire it along for the endless of the sea, then they're going to say, I want to get on a boat. And then they go, I don't got a boat. And then they go, I got to build a boat. And they go, I don't got nothing to build a boat with. I got to go collect wood. right? Whereas if I just tell you to go collect wood, that doesn't mean you're going to collect wood. It just means I want you to.
Right.
So that's the premise. That's the thing, and that's what I mean by long. And how do you get somebody to long for the endless immensity of the sea? They have to view it as pleasure, peace of mind, profit, prestige, pain, avoidance, and power.
Incredible. You put it like that. It's a no-brainer.
Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I made all that up. I mean, I've been doing it a long time, but yeah, I mean, you just. I do feel like I've been blessed with kind of just. I mean, I research like crazy. I listen like crazy. I'm a sponge. And then I just kind of try to say it as simply as I can. And I am real proud of that stuff. And it does seem to resonate with people. But yeah, my mantra is be progress. That's if I sign a book or at the end of my talks, that's what I say, be progress. And when I say it, I don't mean make progress. I mean, if you want other people to be in your sphere, if you want other people to do stuff for you, if you want them to listen to you, they have to view you as progress. They have to view you as somebody or some entity or some widget or some service or some product that is going to bring them the unique right mixture to them of pleasure, peace of mind, profit, prestige, pain, avoidance, and power. That's also why we need to get to know people. That's a classic statement. You need to get to know people. The reason is so you know what progress means to them. So you know what buttons to push or what things to highlight. Right? That's what it's not a benefit unless they think it's a benefit.
Indeed. While we're at this topic, would you talk to our audience about how to inspire an organization to achieve more and be more?
That's great. Well, that's a great one thing you say there, because you said the more. That's the common acronym for team. Together, everyone achieves more. And a lot of times when I see people talk about that, they talk about the together, or they talk about everyone, or they talk about achieve. But the real point is more. And then everybody's more is different. So. Some people want the raise to be able to go on a trip. Some people want the job security so that they know they can send their kids consistently to another school or something. So you're going to inspire the more you connect. And that brings me all the way back around to when we first started about, an actor or a performer has to connect on a genuine level. I think the people that truly understand acting know that it's not something you do outside of yourself. It's from your core. The best actors don't look like they're acting because they're not. They're being, and they're attracting. There's a raw truthfulness and genuineness to it. I think some leaders try to act like leaders instead of connecting to their people so that they know enough about them. And trusting. If you really trust what your organization is doing, then you should be able to stand there and learn about a person and then say, okay, see, now that's why we're doing this, because by doing this, you can get this out of life and that out of life. We also need to respect the fact that a lot of people, job is only one part of their life, and that the goal is not the job. The goal is the goal is benefited by what the job or career allows. Or allows them to get. So when I talk about more, a lot of times, let me say it this way: an organization is only as strong as its individual's personal goals and that individual's belief that they can move closer to their personal goals by reaching team objectives.
You just dropped it, man. That's beautiful.
That's it. Right? And so sometimes we shy away from we're doing it all for the team, and everybody's like, okay, but I mean, so we need to connect that it's all about what, that yes, I'm doing it for the team, because in the end, then I get what I want, right? So it's not just because if everybody stays, reminds themselves why they're individually there, and we honor that and stop trying to act like we're all supposed to be some cookie cutter. Everybody. Some people got debts they're trying to pay off, and some people were trying to come to the UK and have a vacation.
Indeed.
Some people want the newest shoes. Some people, don't even. Some people are wanting the power. So you need to choose as a leader to really know your people, to really understand what makes them tick, so that you can continually remind them of the personal benefits that connect to them. Shakespeare you know him. He's over there, right? He's over there with you. Yeah.
Yes.
Shakespeare says, strong reasons make strong actions. Strong reasons make strong actions. Well, strong reasons are not on my end. I don't decide what your strong reasons are. So I need to be able to know you well enough so that I can give you reasons that you believe are strong, so that you will take the strong actions that I want you to take.
Outstanding.
Thank you.
You know what? Let's switch gear for a moment, man, and talk about you as a business owner, because you've been doing it for the past 17 years, you know, and you're growing from strength to strength to strength. How do you go over the hurdles that business often throws at you?
Oh, that's a great one. A lot of walks. I try to, and I didn't do some stuff right. I stumbled, you know, where you kind of get a big head when you're kind of getting some big bucks, and you kind of just, I don't want to say phone it in, but you don't stay hungry, or you don't stay, you know, curious. So I learned from all that. Now I take very good care of myself, you know, physically and what I'm eating, and make sure I get enough sleep. I'm not a grinder. I don't grind. I don't like, you know, you're not going to see me bragging about how little sleep I get. I get a lot of sleep. I mean, you know what I mean? I sleep, man, and I have fun, and you know, but I also, here's one thing I don't do. I used to, you know, get more excited about where I was going maybe on the planet, and all the stuff that I was maybe going to get to do after and before the speech, instead of focusing on the client. And that you know, is a detriment. So I don't do that anymore. If I do get to see something or do something, you know, when I'm in a particular city, that is a bonus. I don't take that as that's why I'm there. But I think that's probably just growing pains of getting to go to cool places. But you know, you also got to understand that I understand that there's so many cool ideas, and so many ideas that could move the ball, you know, further down the line. But you also got to believe that what you are doing is good too. So, I mean, I could have the exact same, you know, 24 hours and invest it two massively different ways in, you know, marketing one way or another way, and still, you know, think I've, you know, had a productive day. So I give myself, I do the very best that I can each day, and then I try to leave it on the mat, and then I walk away. I don't get caught up in you know, trying to, you know, compare myself to somebody else, or beat myself up anymore. And this is all you know, I've done all that. I'm on my own team.
Right. Incredible. And obviously you were not an overnight success. You had to, you know, overcome roadblocks and all that.
Oh yeah. It's tough to get somebody. I mean, it's not hard to speak. It's hard to get somebody to pay you to speak and then fly you around to speak, and then buy a bunch of your book. I mean, you know, and then it's also not consistent. I can go through the same day and have somebody call me up and go, well, we don't pay speakers, or you want that much for only 30 minutes? And then have another person go, oh, wow, I can't believe you're even available. Here's my, I mean, so you get a wide swatch of what people, you know, expect, you know, from a speaker. But I will say I'm still very economical, and do, I like to speak. I like to do, so I don't have I'm paid well. And I probably could try to demand more, but I'd speak less, and I really do enjoy it, and I grow every time. And I'm sure if your viewers or listeners choose to watch the videos, they see that it's a show. You know, I believe that my material, or anybody's material, goes over better with humor, and I don't shy away from having a good time with laughter.
Yeah, awesome. Absolutely awesome. And as we come toward the end of our time together here, man, speaking to business owners, knowing what you know now, Dean, if you were to do it all over again, getting started, you know, creating wealth, what would you do differently? Maybe what would you do more of right at the beginning of your career?
I think the two would be, instead of maybe, you know, continuing to reinvest in your company and in yourself, would be a big one. That would be one, and then the other really is, take it day by day and allow yourself to grow and evolve. Have patience. I'd also encourage people to take, I don't want to say stress management as much as meditation and deep breathing and stuff, because you need all oxygen. Oxygen is a kind of a biggie that we don't think about, and sometimes we got to come up with an idea, or we got to make it a solution, but it might be smart to step away and take a walk and take some deep breaths so that you can really get your full weight of your brain working for you.
Incredible. Well, it's interesting that you say that. Earlier on when we were doing recording, I had a gentleman by the name of Andrew from Scotland training people on how you can take a time out, take a deep breath, and you reboot yourself for the next day. And for the listeners, you can also get that audio somewhere around the site here. Download and listen. Great content there.
well, that's cool. Yeah, I'd like to hear that one as well, because I think we've kind of come full circle. Like I said, I don't like the term grind. I don't like burning the midnight oil. I mean, I work sometime in the middle of the night, but not because I have to, but because that's when an idea comes. But I don't romanticize I work and I work and I work, but I also am passionate about it, and I don't think about it as much as work as, hey, here's an idea, I want to see how it plays.
Where can people find you, Dean?
Oh man, DeanLindsay.com, DeanLindsay.com. That would be the very best thing, and they can email me at dean@DeanLindsay.com. And I am really, really excited about those videos. So those videos are also on YouTube, but DeanLindsay.com has links all over it. And I have had the opportunity of speaking 10 countries outside of the U.S. So I am international, and I'd love to be of service to groups large and small.
And especially with this great book of yours coming up very soon, we will have you here in England, that's for sure.
Rock and roll, let's do it.
Final thoughts, man, to help motivate business owners on this subject of progress leadership.
Research your team. Do individual market research on your team. And I mean that in a very genuine way. Find out why they're really there, and then help them see how reaching team objectives will help them get closer to what they're really there for, and honor that. Don't see it as competition.
Outstanding work. That's Dean Lindsay here on your Kai Business Show. Talk about progress leadership and other great stuff there for you. I was taking a lot of notes here. I wrote down the 6 P's. I managed to write 5 of those. I missed the last one.
Here they are. Pleasure.
Yep.
Peace of mind.
Yeah.
Profit.
Yeah.
Prestige.
Yeah.
Pain avoidance.
Yeah.
And power.
And power. Okay, awesome. The power, and that's the one I was missing out on here. Great content there, and also actionable content. So if you were just listening, it's great that you are tuning in. It's even more better when you apply these principles in your business. One idea I've discovered in my personal life, it could literally transform your business when you implement it. So, whatever jumped out at you when Dean was speaking here, go implement it. Never leave the side where the idea came before implementing just a small step. It's amazing what could happen, lead you to another step and another step and another step. Before you know it, you are in a different place, or a better place in your business. So let's go and make it happen. Again, Dean, we'll certainly love to have you back on the show if possible.
About, you bet.
About networking. You are the man on this subject.
I'd be happy to walk people through the code. Let's do it soon.
Indeed. Well, today, thank you so much for joining us. We want to wish you a great day. I know you've got a fairly good cup of calls there with your clients today.
Yep.
Hope that goes really, really well, and you continue making the change, adding value to people.
Rock and roll. Thank you.
Outstanding. Well, thank you again for joining us. We look forward to spending more quality time with you on another episode on leadership very, very soon. Have a great day, and talk to you very soon. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to UK Business Show. We will be back to bring you more episodes with success stories and advice straight from the experts. Want more? Check out www.ukbusinessshow.com. Get your free trial of our virtual assistant service today. Just visit www.worldoutsourcingsolutions.com. Quote WOS18 or send us an email at support@worldoutsourcingsolutions.com.